Hey you guys, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. My name is Mandy, and today I am just doing probably a quick short video about a meal planning process that I think is really fun and kind of alleviates some of the stress of thinking about what you might want to have for your meals. It also allows you time. It allows you the ability to kind of just be really flexible with it. So for me, meal planning has to be flexible. It has to be pretty easy and simple. It has to be kind of consistent in some ways, taking as much of the thought process out of it as possible. So what I thought I would do is kind of give you a few steps of things that I do. And I know I've put out a couple different meal planning videos out there. So if you're interested, you can watch them. I feel like they all are very helpful. And this is just something that I'm finding fun and enjoyable in the moment. And sometimes it kind of combine with others. So in the past, I have used some like meals that you get in the mail, like HelloFresh and stuff like that, which is very nice. And then I sometimes use those recipes again, but I buy my own food, stuff like that, or I use Pinterest. And I really love doing that, especially during certain seasons. But when I am needing to just kind of not really I don't have the time or the mental energy to like sit down and think of items, this is a really cool system. So what I would say to do, first thing, is to make a list on a piece of paper or whatever. I have in my reference planner here, I have a section with a bunch of different, let's see, here's my food inventory. I have a reference section with just a bunch of different meals that I've enjoyed, that I've made, that my mom taught me, or over time, meals that I've enjoyed from Beachbody, meals, ideas that have come up, and so forth. So I never get rid of this thing. I don't need it always in my current planner, so that's kind of why I have it in here. But there are just a ton of meals that I have in there. And then I also just have things that have come up. Honestly, most of these are things that I just make all the time, or maybe a couple of them are things I have made more recently. I thought I would have trouble filling up a monthly calendar like this. I had literally no trouble. I actually had extras. And the only reason you don't see a sticky here, and maybe here is because I have moved them to my current week, which is part of this process. So my first tip for you would be to write down as many meals that you like to make on a regular basis, or that you have been making that you really like, because if you learn a new recipe, I would advise that you make it a couple different times throughout the month, so you can kind of get it in your head, where you might have to look back at the recipe, but you guys love it enough, your family's used to it, you've made it a few times to where you don't have to stress over the recipe and so forth. So a couple of those recipes are here. For example, well, maybe it's not. Do I have it? Like some of these soups are. Yeah, a lot of soups are like that. So then get a sticky note. I used a square sticky note and cut them in half. And then I wrote every single meal that my family typically can eat with us. These are meals that my kids will also typically eat with us, or if I have to add like a piece of toast or something, then I do that. But these are typically meals that we all eat. And then I kind of just had all these sticky notes, and I assigned them to different days of the week. Now, the beauty of this is they're sticky notes. They are not set in stone. They are not even written with erasable pen. They are sticky notes, so I can reuse them, or I can move them around. As you can see, I even had other things that didn't make the month, but in case we don't feel like that, or I don't have that, I can pull from it. And then another awesome thing about this is it is so helpful for you when you are trying to figure out what groceries to get. I can look at this list, and besides the mainly like vegetables, there is not much on this list that I can get that's going to go bad if I go ahead and get most of the items on a beginning of the month basis. So for example, taco salad, yes, you're going to have to get lettuce, and you may have to get meat depending on if you have some, maybe you stock up then for the beginning of the month and all your meat is in the freezer. So you might be able to get your meats for the month as well as all of the pantry items and just have to get the fresher items like vegetables and fruits and stuff the week of. For example, spaghetti and meat sauce or meatballs. It depends on if you get frozen meatballs. I do get frozen meatballs every now and then, or most of the time actually, and I can have those in the freezer already. I can stock up the month before that, the beginning of the month. Spaghetti noodles, I can make sure we have enough spaghetti noodles. So this is so helpful for planning groceries for the month if you like to do that. Honey, garlic, chicken, rice, and veggies. So having the rice, making sure I have the rice and the chicken and the honey and all the little ingredients that are in the pantry to make the sauce already in the pantry or the freezer. And then I just have to worry about the veggie. So as you can see, you guys, once I did this, I started feeling a lot less stressed about dinner because most of these things I have now in my freezer or in my pantry. Now, let's say something happens the day of, or and you're like, what do I want to make? What do I want to make? Well, you can go here and you can decide on how much time you have, what everybody feels like or whatnot. You can plan ahead or you can decide the day of, which happens to me a lot. The other thing that I wanted to mention is this is helpful in my weekly planning for what groceries I'm going to get. I don't know about you, but it can be a long, tedious, at least feels long and tedious task to sit down and make sure we have all the groceries. We do pickup style with Walmart most of the time. And what I like to do is look over it and say, okay, I'm going to need lettuce. Okay, I'm going to need like a vegetable to go with this. Vegetable, as you can see, like vegetables, fresh produce. I actually have to make sure that I have enough throughout the week. But what I have found that with all of these dinner recipes and then our day-to-day eating, like breakfast, lunch, and snacks, we typically eat a variety of vegetables. So I just make sure I have one of almost everything that we eat. So I can either bake a vegetable real quick or chop up some salad. And we just basically always have the same stuff at this point now. I do like to do different things with those, types of foods. But if I can't, and I can't sit down and decide on that, or it has to be quick, I can bake some vegetables, saute some vegetables, eat them fresh, whatever the case, but I at least have them for the week. So last thing I want to show you guys is, as you can see, I made this on my July spread, but what I have been doing is taking from it. So let's take burritos here. I go to my current week planner. Bear with me here. I have a few different layouts here because I've been doing videos to show you guys what's new in the Etsy shop. There they are. So I have taken sandwiches and cheeseburgers, or cheeseburgers. I have taken tacos or tostadas, and I've taken breakfast leftovers, and I have also taken burritos, and I am putting them here for the week as I am planning out for the next week. And as you can see, like, I kind of like to leave the weekends blank because I never know what's going to happen, or I like to make a new recipe. We also kind of do go out to dinner one time throughout the weekend, or most likely on a Friday, and then we kind of sometimes just see what's left, either leftovers, if there's anything to make a new recipe. We also get our groceries on a Saturday or Sunday, so if I am making a new recipe, I can do that on Sunday. But at least I have the days, the ideas and the days planned out, and if something doesn't happen, I can move it over to one of the days that, I didn't have a plan for. So that, honestly, you guys, is my easy monthly to weekly meal plan system. As I mentioned, I really like to make new recipes. So having it on my monthly, sorry, I'm flipping because I really do need to move them over to the new month, but having them on here and leaving space for, as I said, Fridays we go out to eat. I think I left every other Saturday blank. Usually we just don't need this many items, but we have the plan. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Might be a little bit different of a system for you. Let me know in the comments below what you think and if you do anything similar. And if you liked it, please hit the thumbs up button. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments below as well, and see you over on Instagram at Mandy_Chavez Chapters. I'll see you guys for the next video. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day, and see you later. Bye.